There it is, guys, the Spry Plus from Swell Pro. This is the version 2 of this drone with a 17-minute flight time, GPS, waterproof housing around the whole thing, 4K camera in the front with a tiltable camera up and down, 6-inch props all the way around. These are bi-blade props. Return to home, GPS, follow me, all that cool stuff on this. It has a low battery warning. If you run out of battery, it's going to fly back and land where you took off from. It also has its own super durable waterproof shell, top and bottom. The battery goes in the very top. On-off button right here. In the very back, we have a 5.8 video signal, which is super awesome because you can wear goggles with it. If you want to pair them up with your FPV goggles and really get in there on the wave, you can do that. But wherever you fly this quad around the water, it's going to be fine because it can also flip itself back over. So if it goes through a wave and gets submersed way underneath the wave, if it gets taken by the white water and rolled around, this thing will spin itself like an alligator roll and then come back up out of the water. It's kind of amazing, and we had a good time testing this. I hooked up with pro surfer Barley. We're going to go out now and find out his opinion on Swell Pro's new Spry Plus. Let's go ahead and check it out.
So drones are nothing new for surf videography and photography, but kind of the standard drone shot's gotten old. And this is opening up the gates to something completely new. Being able to fly that aggressive like FPV style instead of your standard just panning drone shot. You can now get way more dynamic shots, way closer to the waves, way more personal and up close with the surfer. Pretty much everyone uses GoPro nowadays for surfing. If GoPro would have launched a drone like this that's waterproof and can do what this does, it would have been a game changer. But instead, you know, you got the GoPro and now you got something else that's waterproof to document your surfing. Pretty epic.
So we're all done with the shoot. I was just wondering what Brett's opinion on something like this is in the surfing world, to be able to get just a different angle on things, be able to get in a little tighter shot than your typical drone shot. It's just something that you also, again, don't have to worry about splashing down in the water or frying your $1,500 drone.
For real.
I mean, it's crazy how expensive these things are. So this one's under $1,000, and you can get out there and you can just have a rip session and not worry about, you know, frying your quad, which is crazy awesome. 4K video on here. You have nice 12 megapixel stills, GPS return to home, anodized coated motors that are waterproof and salt waterproof, which is really changing the game for a lot of drones out there. There's not another drone on the planet out there right now that can go out there, splash down in salt water and come back home without any corrosion on the motors. So definitely, as far as the filming aspect goes, it's going to take some piloting skills, some getting used to this drone to be able to pilot it. And it's a challenge, but it's a welcome challenge, I think, for everybody getting into the sport, whether it's surfing or drone photography in general. It's just another game changer in both of our communities, the drone community and I think the surfing community, for Brett's world and my world. So I gotta say a big thumbs up to Swell Pro for the Spry Plus. I think the Spry Plus is really like ages ahead of the original Spry. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
thanks for
surfing, man.
It's been a while.
We'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Alright guys, let's just go ahead and let me show you some longer clips of our session. We only had one battery to fly with Brett, so we kind of had one shot, one chance with this drone to get some cool shots for you guys. And why I feel like we could have done better, I think that we had a lot of fun with it. The guys were super stoked that you could actually put this drone down in the water and splash it around just like a surfboard can, and really get in there and get up close and personal for the shots. Now, never before really honestly in the history of surfing with a drone have you been able to get this close to the surfer and not have to worry about the water. So it's kind of nice. You will need a little bit of time to practice it and get your angles right, and this was actually the first time I had ever flown this drone. So you're seeing my first experience with it and the guy's first experience with having this little drone flying around them. And finding out where to be on the wave. It took me a little bit of time. I only got maybe 4 or 5 waves with Brett, and you know, part of that time you're sitting there waiting for a wave to come, so you're kind of wasting battery. It would be cool if you could sit the drone down and just kind of wait for a wave and then get a hand signal from one of the guys, because this thing will float. You can sit it there in the water and it'll float. Once you see a wave, you could take off and get your film. But where you want to be is you want to be out in front of the surfer. I realized that after I had done, you know, these 4 or 5 shots, that my best shots ended up being the ones where I was on the other side of the whitewater, the beach side of the whitewater, not behind where the waves are coming in. So if you're gonna film with a Spry Plus, try to get out in front of the person like this. This is where honestly it looks the best. Most of the surfing shots are from that angle, and once you get behind the wave, you just kind of miss the surfer altogether. So we learned a lot in this first shoot, and I think that again, with like optimal conditions, if we had some larger waves to play around with, it would be super fun. And right there I just dove it straight into the wave to see how it would react, and see actually if I could get it back up out of the water, because all the guys were out there, and I figured, you know, we can play around with this drone and have some fun with it and see if it'll actually relaunch out of the water. And the good news is that it does. It aggressively relaunches out of the water, shoots like 10 feet up in the air, and it was really cool to see it do that. But I think the coolest thing is that we did come home with some decent shots during this shoot, and all of us had fun this afternoon. I can stand in the water and fly and not have to worry about the transmitter or the drone getting wet, and that just kind of changes everything for surfing and honestly for flying a drone and filming with it. It was such a fun day. But thanks again for hanging out, guys. I'm Justin Davis. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.